I be the a-hole if I kidnap my 18 years old sister? Kidnapped is probably too strong of a word, since she wants me to, but I have no illusions about how my parents will see it. My 28 female parents were emotionally psychologically abusive to me and my sister, 24 female. See, we have discussed it since we both left home and it was overwhelming, consistent, and left long-term mental health damage. But since we moved out, my parents have made a big effort to do better. They don't always get it right, but when they do something horrifying, we go and see until they apologize and come up with a plan to do better. This has been working for the last 5 years. My sister E, 18F, was going to move out, but COVID made all of her classes online and that meant she still needed to live at home. She has been texting and calling me, and I just found out my parents have been continuing the cycle of abuse with her. Belittling, taking her money and putting it in secret accounts so she can't make bad choices, yelling at her constantly, refusing to allow her to get therapy, throwing her food away because she is fat and miserable. Note, she is 5'9" and 150, so completely healthy, blaming her for the president, the economy, or anything else that upsets them. Just the whole set of psychological warfare that they used on me. And CE has a great job with benefits, and with about $500 a month of help and a place to stay could do her college online and get out. I have $500 a month and a spare bedroom. C is willing to give E her car for work. E could be free. If we go rescue E, we will have to get my parents to give her the money they're hiding, and that might require a lawyer. Getting E's stuff packed into the truck might result in calling the cops, even though E purchased it. Parents will be devastated, angry, and will definitely lash out at everyone. I know it seems clear cut, but I got that same mental abuse for 20 years and it makes it hard for me to see things clearly regarding my parents. So, will I be the a-hole if I go get E when she is ready and help her stay independent from them? Edit. Wow. First of all, thank you for the support. Critical detail that I left out: my sister lives 1,500 miles away. We both know this is going to be a lot of planning, and I am helping her with applying for a transfer at work and transferring colleges. I appreciate the advice and resources, it has really helped. To people saying to move her now, I am going to move her literally the minute she feels ready. But I am not going to be another adult in her life bossing her around by invalidating her concerns about transferring schools' job locations across such a big distance. Sorry this detail was left out. Not the a-hole. She's 18, can legally leave home. I'd say you could be the asshole if you don't take her. Not the a-hole. Agree, if they don't take her they would be in the wrong, but the tricky part about this is if she lives somewhere that 18 isn't an adult, which may be part of why it's so hard to get her out. I recently learned that 18 isn't an adult in Mississippi, where it is 21, but I'm not sure where that ends. The context I found it under is about relationships, on another Reddit post. OP said that it isn't kidnapping, because she wants to go, but if 18 is still considered a minor where they live, then it could be. Will it? Unlikely, but still a contingency they would obviously need to prepare for. There are actually resources through the state, depending on where they live, that can help OP and their middle sister move little sister out of the house and keep her safe from their parents. Not sure if they will ever recover the money, but abuse support systems are an amazing help and will get them on their feet. I do know that some systems can fail. Sometimes they fail because the system fails. Sometimes they fail because the rescued victim doesn't do everything they need to do. Am I the a-hole for pointing out my colleague is divorced during discussion? So I was recently dragged into a conversation at work. A male and female co-worker were talking across from me and I'm not sure how they got to this topic because I wasn't paying attention, but the male co-worker asked if we thought it was okay for women to become a single mom through a sperm donor. Before I could say anything, my female co-worker said she thought it was a bad idea since children need a mom and a dad. I asked her if she then also thought same-sex couples shouldn't have kids. To which she immediately replied they shouldn't and went on a rampage to defend her point. Now, I have multiple friends that are in a same-sex couple and some of them do have kids and they are amazing parents. So I pointed out that by her logic, She should not have kids either since she is newly divorced, and that means her kids don't have a mom and dad available at all times either. Needless to say, this brought the discussion to a speedy halt. Some co-workers said I am the a-hole because she had a very bad divorce and still suffers from it. So I shouldn't have brought it up. I didn't mean to shame her because of getting divorced at all. Sometimes there is simply no other solution. I was just trying to point out that you could easily turn around her arguments against single parents or same-sex parents to reflect on her situation. So am I the a-hole? Edit. Wow, this is my first time posting on here and did not expect this big of a reaction, but thank you all for your input. Looking back, I could have chosen my words more carefully or opted out of the conversation. I'll admit I can be a bit hot-headed if I feel strongly about a certain subject. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister it's her fault her husband left? So I live at home with my parents. There are 3 rooms in our house. My parents' room, my room and the guest room. Recently my sister, 23 female, moved back home because her husband, 25 male, is divorcing her. When she came back home she immediately demanded my room because it's bigger and I need the space. I told her no, it's my room and I have it decorated the way I want. I had to go to school today and when I came home I discovered she moved all my stuff out of my room and into the guest room. I got mad and started crying. My sister said I'm acting like a child and to get over it. That's when I yelled at her and called her a bitch. Said no wonder her husband left her. Now I'm grounded and told I have to apologize. Am I the a-hole? I'm 13 and a girl. I was an unplanned blessing. No, it wasn't her room before she moved out. I don't really sniff panties. It's an inside joke between me and my friend. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my roommate's girlfriend because she hid my credit card and then claimed it was for my betterment? I, male 25, live with my close friend, Josh, also male 25, and his girlfriend, Anna, female 22. It used to be only Josh and I until the lockdown started back in March and Anna permanently moved in. I get along okay with Anna but we're not super close. I guess that establishes the group dynamics. Yesterday, I couldn't find my credit card. Josh and I searched the entire apartment for 2 ducking hours but we couldn't find it. Then walks in Anna after her evening walk and goes, "What are you all up to?" To which I ask her if she's seen my credit card. She straight up says that yep, she has it. I was like, what the fuck are you doing with my credit card? To which she said that I shouldn't worry as she didn't intend to use my card. She only took it to help with my addiction. What addiction? She thinks I'm a shopaholic and that I buy way too much useless poop. She saw some movie the night before where the protagonist had this condition and shopped herself into a crazy debt. That movie reminded her of me. She said, I quote, "You are not there yet but you will be if someone doesn't intervene." I was pissed off at this point because I do not have a shopping problem. And even if I did, I am using my money that I work hard for to buy things I like. She's absolutely no one to try to poke her nose into my business, and her having my card meant that she came inside my room, snooped through my stuff until she found the card, which is a gross violation of my privacy. So I asked, rather loudly, to stay the duck away from my things and that I would ducking call the cops on her if she ever tried pulling a stunt like this again. Josh was not aware of her stealing and he's siding with me. But Anna's trying to convince him that her intentions were pure and that I'm grossly overreacting and being a dick to her. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. I would check your bank credit statements and make sure you don't have any surprise charges. I don't believe for a second she didn't copy his credit card info. Treat it like it was stolen, because it was, and call the company or bank. They have the right idea. Who the hell goes through another person's room to take their credit card? I highly doubt she would have said anything had OP and the roommate not been looking for it. Report it stolen, cut it up and get a new card. I wouldn't trust the sneaky asshat as far as I could throw her. Not the a-hole.